Chasing the unicorn, in this case the CZ unicorn. I know we've all heard that term thrown around a lot here lately, last couple of years in particular. Everybody's got their own interpretation of what a unicorn may be, and in my case, I'm not sure that my unicorn's ever been created yet. I've been into pistol collecting. I think I've always been in search of that one special pistol that I put above all others. I'm still searching for that one, and that it does make it a fun part of the hobby and the collecting. So I thought I would just go over some of what may be considered some of the CZ unicorns. We'll start with this one. This is a steel frame P01 variant. And as always, all my guns are safety checked, so don't yell at me. This is a limited run production. It is a hybrid, is what I consider it. And I say it's a hybrid because it's billed as a P01, but is just as much or more 75 compact. First things that do jump out at you, it does have the P01 style rail. But after that, the frame, you do have the 75 style controls. You have the manual safety, you have the slide stop of the 75 compact, you have that little elongated beaver tail as opposed to the shorter beaver tail of the regular P01. Another thing that a lot of people don't really mention much is it has the traditional classic 75 smooth back straps, if you want to call them that. So it is as much a 75 compact as it is P01. Has the P01 style slide. This is called the 99041. It is the SKU number, and it was predated by pretty much the exact same model gun as the 99021, which is virtually the same thing as far as I can tell, except it will say, it's the 75 compact on the slide. Pretty much everything else I can tell is virtually the same. It's the exact same gun. But a lot of people consider this a unicorn. And that's where I think CZ, as long as other gun companies have caught on that, we will pay a little extra if they come out with something called a limited edition, make it, virtually the same or very similar to things they already have on the market. And this is one of them. This is a 99021 that they, redesignated on the slide, changed the name, and now you got a 99041. And you're going to have a lot of people who have both of those in their collection. And that's great. It is part of the collecting world. But I did have an opportunity to pick up a 99021 used on one of my little outdoor trader sites. And I was like, it's a good deal. Maybe I could get it and trade up. But, it's the same gun. Do I really want to save my money and get something else? So I chose not to get it. It's a nice pistol. And it depends, value is whatever you place it. It didn't really cost that much. It cost a few dollars more than a regular P01. But it costs quite a bit more than a regular 75 compact. So it depends which model you think this is more similar to. And it's a nice gun. But what I would rather have is a true steel frame P01 with a decocker, with either the P01, those vertical lines, or the true SP01, those heavier checkered lines that the SP01 has. That's really what I would rather have. And that may or may not be my unicorn, but I probably would like it a little bit better than this one. But if this is your unicorn, it's great. It's a nice pistol. It just, at what point does it stop being a unicorn when a company CZ or anybody else can just keep reissuing them. Sometimes they reissue the same gun over and over, and sometimes they just change the name or something very, very similar, or they'll change a minor little detail. But it's a nice one. We'll see if they come out with a true SP01 compact or P01 steel frame. What I've noticed with CZ in particular, yeah, they figured out that we like the limited runs. This is the OD green, and there was a time that I thought this originated in 2011. That's before I really got into CZs and I didn't know a whole lot about them. And I thought, from reading the forums, a lot of other people seem to be convinced the same thing that I thought, that a particular gun company had ordered a bunch of these, then the order didn't go out, and so they just started selling them, to the general public, and it was a limited run. But if you paid attention, that limited run kept going and kept going and kept going, and they all had different, manufacturing dates. So you'd have 2011, 12, 13. So obviously they weren't the same 2011 run. And then if you saw my other video where I had my other OD green that I bought used and it was a 2007. So apparently they didn't originate in 2011 from that one gun store order. They've been around for a long time, and I haven't visually put eyes on every single year issued from 2007 to current, which is now 2018, but I put eyes on just about every year. So as far as I know, they've most likely issued this every single year from at least 2006, which is the earliest one I've seen, and I just got a hold of the 2007. So, is it a unicorn, or is it just a little bit of a lesser run? That's your opinion. This one is a nice one. I did notice for 2018, of all the CZs that I've got, these are a little different. These are those illuminated sights that you charge up. But all my other P01s, my PCR, none of those in particular came with these. They just came with the regular white ones. And what I did notice on this one too is my P10, when I charge those up, those things will last, 30 minutes. They're super bright for 10, pretty bright for 20, not so bright after that. But charge these up, and they'll give you a whopping 2 minutes, and they're dead. I'm getting off track. I just thought that was an interesting thing that I noticed. And also, this is the first one that CZ issued a little multi-tool. They gave a tool for the grip screws, and it makes a perfect little punch. And I thought that was a neat little feature. So I'm easily impressed. Anything I get for free, or freer than usual, I like it. And of all the little runs, I don't know why, this is just a green P01. It's not special, but for some reason I really like this one. It's one of my favorites. I probably like this one better than the steel frame, even though it's a green P01. Something about it I like. Another thing I've noticed about CZ's runs is that you always hear people talk about batches. I say, well, it's imported, so we get these in batches, and that's true, but it's a little different from CZ. They'll get a batch, if you notice, and I do follow things. I got a little OCD. I'll follow things that I already own, just because I'm always constantly curious about things. But you'll notice 2, 3, 4 times a year, PCRs will just disappear. Even at Gunbroker, they'll just disappear. Or you might find a couple of California compliant models or something. Even the big stores that almost always have them will just disappear. And people say, well, they get them in batches. You just got to wait for the next batch. Okay, yes, but I think it goes further now with CZ. Because as far as I know, CZ doesn't really increase their production. I've never heard anybody say they've expanded or they've gotten an excess in the workforce. It seems like they keep about the same facilities, same personnel. I've never heard of any type of expansion. So what happens if they create a steel frame P01 or an OD green run or whatever? Like right now, they had just hit a big batch of the high polished 75s, and that's probably going to be it for the year. And that's how they kind of keep it a limited run, even though I don't think they really advertise it as a limited run, but that's, for all intents and purposes, that's what it is. The 97Bs or BDs, they just come out in little batches, and it may be it for the year. And I know a big batch of the 97s just hit because my gun store, who is, as far as I know, has never had a 97 in the years that I've been going there, got a couple. And I was like, nice. And that's what happens with the PCRs. All of a sudden, I'll notice the store gets one, and so I know a new batch came in. And so what they do is when they're doing a run of like an OD green, something has to give. They have to stop making something. And it's whether it's a PCR, P01, something stops. And I've noticed right now, and they've almost sold out again, the black P01 Omegas, which was much more harder to find than the urban gray models. A batch of those just hit. And it explains some of the dry ups you get in the other models when something comes out. So you got the black P01 Omegas came out, and now they're virtually gone again. That may be it for them, I don't know. And so every time something comes out that's a limited run or semi-limited run, they have to quit making something. And that'll bring me up to this Shadowline Compact. A while back they came out with these, and I heard, anything up from 100 was imported, and sales and the after sale market of this went just crazy. And so when these came out again this year, I think the first place I saw had them was Armory Craft. And then, CZ got them, started selling them. And then I started seeing other people. I think, Oak Hills had some for sale. So I think these can be actually allocated now. These might actually show up at different places than, you might have traditionally expected. But these have been on the open market for about 3 months now, and they have not sold out yet. And so I remember being in one of my little CZ groups, and this came in. I went and got it, got the transfer. I was like, man, I got to show this off. I'm going to show a picture, on one of my little CZ sites, and I was just about to do that, and literally about 5 guys on the site must have just got theirs the same day, and they all posted them. I said, I don't know if this is a unicorn anymore. I think this is just a very expensive limited run pistol. So it is a nice one. You can compare this to a lot of things, but it's virtually another P01 variant. You can compare it to maybe there's the Shadowline pistols, the Shadow 2, the only other Shadow I have, but it really don't compare much to that because it does have an aluminum frame. It doesn't have a lot of the bells and whistles that the Shadow 2 has, and it's virtually the same price. I paid within pennies the same price for this as I did Shadow 2. And Shadow 2 I think has a lot more features when you add in the back straps, the really nice checkering that the Shadow 2 has, the interchangeable extended safety it has, and just a lot of other things I think are a lot nicer on Shadow 2. But I like compact pistols. They're typically my favorite. And this one is most known for not having the firing pin block. And I don't think that you should really pay more for a company not putting things into a gun. They have all the facilities. It's not like they have to go out of their way not to put something in there. And they charge you a premium. And there's, I hear people saying this is their unicorn, this is their dream gun. That's great. I mean, it's a nice pistol. There's something about that trigger pull from not having the firing pin block. It's a really sweet pull. But is this any better than my souped up Cajun Gunworks P01 kitchen sink gun that I've thrown anything in? I don't know. Probably not. I think that one's a little bit nicer. But I would actually have to add a few parts to this to get that one as nice as that one, especially the single action. But it's a nice gun. I just don't know if it's worth how much you pay for it. And that's just my opinion. Don't get mad at me. It's like, I know a lot of people, this is the gun. People carry this gun. They use it in competition. It's a very nice gun. It's just, I don't know. This may be the only CZ that I've purchased, and if I add them all up, I maybe have more CZs than fingers and toes. But this is the only one I may question the value if I've gotten my money's worth, because there's maybe $100, $200 of missing value when you add all the pieces together. So you do pay for a little bit of exclusiveness, but like I said, it's been on the market for about 3 months, and it's not sold out yet. So it's not like it came in super low quantities this time. I mean, it's readily available right now if you want to pony up the money for it. And I'm not talking it down. I love CZs. I like this pistol. That double action pull is very nice. I probably like it a little better than my Cajunized P01 as far as the double action, just because that firing pin block's gone. But the single action in my other P01 just blows this one away. So I don't know what makes a unicorn for you might not make it for me. Like I said, this one is nice. If you want it set up exactly the way this is set up, I mean, it's set up as a target pistol. People carry it. I hear that all the time. But it's set up to be a target pistol. Compact sized. I like it. I like the hammer it comes with it. It's got the extended mag release. It's got nice little stainless mags, which I do create my own sometimes, but this does have a nice little gloss to it that I like. So it's a really nice pistol. It's got exclusive grips, but these are basically CZ UB grips. They just have a different. The logo's different. But it's nice. It's a P01 variant. It's aluminum frame, P01 frame. It's got the 75 controls. It's got a P01 style slide, even though it says 75 compact. And they put fiber optic target sights on it. So if you add the pieces up, I mean, they add up. I mean, it's going to cost you a lot of money either way, but I think there is a little bit of missing value. But that's just me, not dogging your favorite gun. But I don't know. What do you think? What's your unicorn? Do you have one? So there's nice. I'm just going to sit back and see what they come out with next year. I'm assuming they're going to come out with some other runs. Some other steel frame P01 variant. Maybe they'll give the PCR some love. How about a variation of the PCR? So we'll see. Thanks for tuning in.